Have you ever asked yourself, am I living my own life, or am I just living the life others want me to live? This is the story of Daniel, a young man from a quiet village. A man who always said yes when his heart wanted to say no. Daniel grew up with a good name in the village. People called him respectful. They called him obedient. If his father told him to go to the farm, Daniel dropped everything and went. If the elders asked him to carry firewood, he carried it. If his friends dragged him into things he didn't like, he followed them. He never argued. He never refused. Everyone praised him. Daniel is a good boy, they said. But at night, when he lay alone on his bamboo mat, he felt something was missing. He felt empty. Why? Because Daniel had a dream he was hiding. From the time he was a small boy, Daniel loved carving wood. He could take a rough stick and turn it into a bird, a mask, or a stool. His hands worked like magic. And whenever he carved, his heart felt light. But his father would frown. Carving is for men with no future. Put that away. Read your books. You will become a teacher one day. So Daniel obeyed. He hid his carvings in the corner of his hut. Dust covered them. And with each passing year, he also buried a piece of himself. One evening, after a long day in the hot sun, Daniel sat by the river. The water moved freely, twisting and flowing wherever it wanted. Daniel stared at it and whispered, "Why is this river free, yet I feel trapped in a life that is not mine?" That night, he met his childhood friend, Malik. Malik had left the village some years ago. People had laughed at him because he chose tailoring instead of farming. But Malik refused to give up. Now, he owned a small shop in town. People came from other villages to buy his clothes. Sitting under the moonlight, Malik looked at Daniel and said, "My brother, you spend your life trying to please everyone. But tell me, when will you please yourself? When will you live your own story?" Those words struck Daniel like a heavy stone. He went home, lay on his mat, and could not sleep. He stared at the roof and thought of all the years he had wasted. He thought of the carvings, covered in dust. He thought of his own life, slipping away day by day. And for the first time, Daniel admitted the truth, "I am not happy." The very next day, the elders called him. The oldest elder said, "Daniel, your father has told us you will take over the family farmland. This is your duty." Everyone looked at Daniel, waiting for his usual answer. They expected him to nod, to smile, to obey. But his heart was beating fast. His palms were sweating. Malik's words echoed in his ears, "When will you please yourself?" And then, for the first time in his life, Daniel said the word he feared most. "No." The entire courtyard fell silent. The elders frowned. His father's eyes burned with anger. People began to whisper, "Daniel has lost his respect. Daniel has become selfish." But Daniel stood tall. His voice shook, but he said, "All my life, I have lived for others. From today, I will live for myself." Life became harder after that day. His father refused to speak to him. Some villagers mocked him. They laughed when they saw him carrying wood. "Carving will not feed you," they said. "He has lost his mind." But Daniel did not stop. Every morning, he went to the forest to collect wood. Every night, he carved by the fire. At first, his hands felt slow. But soon, the old rhythm returned. Birds, stools, masks. His carvings came alive again. He took them to the market in town. At first, only a few people bought them. But one day, a trader saw his work and placed a large order for festival masks. Word began to spread. People came from far places just to see his creations. The same villagers who once mocked him began to admire him. Children gathered outside his hut to watch him carve. Parents asked him to teach their sons. Even his father, though stubborn, began to see the truth. His son was not wasting his life. He was building it. One evening, Daniel went back to the river where he once felt trapped. The water still flowed freely. But this time, Daniel smiled. The river was free, and so was he. Not because he obeyed everyone else, but because he finally obeyed his own heart. And that, my friend, is the lesson: stop living for others. People will always have opinions. They will tell you what is right. They will tell you what is wrong. But when you lie in bed at night, it is not their voice you will hear in your heart, it is your own. So listen to yourself. Choose your voice. Choose your path. Choose your freedom. Because when you stop living for others and start living for yourself, you don't just survive, you truly live.